Greetings, colleagues. I thought we'd do something a little bit different today and talk about something in the news. I saw an interesting article about the euro and coffee in Croatia. And I love coffee. I've always wanted to go to Croatia. I haven't been there yet, but someday soon I'll sure to visit. And of course, we're always interested in money or the euro. So I thought this was an interesting article to take a look at. So let's get into it. Greetings, colleagues. I'm Timothy Barrett, and welcome to the 4 Business English Rundown. This is a show for professionals all over the world who want to improve their communication skills in English. So I came across this article on the BBC. Let me bring it up, and I'll link to it in the show notes. Croatia, the euro, and a coffee controversy. But is it all just froth? So only the very brave or very foolish would dare to come between a Croatian and their coffee. So it's kind of interesting. Croatia adopted the euro as its currency on 1st January, a decade after it became the European Union's newest and still most recent member. And the switch from the kuna has left many Croatians convinced that cafes, as well as retailers and service providers, are taking advantage by hiking their prices. The local media has been full of gripes about price gouging since the start of the year, and a straw poll of punters in Zagreb's main square confirms this consternation. So it's kind of interesting. Croatia has just switched over to the euro. Even though it's been a member of the EU for 10 years, it's still the newest member. And I live in Georgia, which a lot of people in Georgia want to join the EU and haven't been able to succeed in that dream yet. Because the gates have kind of been closed for the last 10 years. But a lot of the countries that are the newest ones to join the EU haven't adopted the euro yet. So Croatia has just made that switch. They've adopted the euro. And people are complaining that, hey, once we switch to the euro, the prices for coffee and other things as well, but especially coffee, have skyrocketed. They have went up. What's going on here? So they call that price gouging. So price gouging is when basically retailers, sellers, it could be stores, in this case we're looking at restaurants, cafes, but they raise the prices usually kind of suddenly, maybe in response to something. In this case, it was a response to switching to the euro. I used to live in Florida, which has a lot of hurricanes. In every hurricane season, you'd hear complaints about price gouging. As soon as the hurricane hit, or maybe before the hurricane hit, prices would go up, especially for gasoline, bottled water, other life essentials went up. So they claim that is price gouging. The seller is kind of breaking the rules or is taking advantage, if maybe there are rules preventing it or not, but they're taking advantage of the situation to raise the prices, kind of immorally or unacceptably. Now, most of the time, like in Florida, it really wasn't price gouging. It was, suddenly a lot more people want to buy gas. It's difficult to fill up the tanks underground, so the gas becomes a lot more valuable. Same thing with hotel rooms. If people are leaving a hurricane area, that they're going to the nearby areas, well, those hotels are going to book up. The hotel rooms are becoming much more valuable. So most of the time, it was just in a valid market response. In the free market, there's more demand, so increase the prices. But is it the same in Croatia? It seems like if they just switch the currency, and the Croatian currency before was kind of pegged to the euro, so it shouldn't have been changing much before then. And so is the cost for the restaurant, for the cafe, when they buy coffee beans in bulk, has that increased in price? What has increased? Has the labor, the cost of the waitresses and waiters increased? I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about. Or is it just price gouging? They saw an opportunity to raise the price, so they jumped on it. The government has decided to intervene. It called retailers into meetings to warn that it would not tolerate unjustified price hikes. The businesses declared themselves outraged by the government besmirching their reputation. So basically, besmirching here is a fancy way to say attacking. that their reputation is being attacked because they're being accused of, unethically price gouging, raising the prices for no legitimate reason other than they think they can get away with it. So here's what the kuna, the old currency, looks like, and of course what the euro, the new year currency, looks like. But of course, there are two sides to every story, and so the coffee sellers are saying that the prices haven't gone up. Here's one: as he works the espresso machine in a bar in Zagreb's bustling Flower Square, barman Luca says he suspects that people are getting steamed up over nothing. We had our prices displayed in euro before the euro came in, he says. Now they say we're too expensive, but it's the same price as it was before the new year. So it's kind of interesting, maybe the prices aren't going up, who knows? Do I have any viewers in Croatia or in Zagreb? Let me know. What have you noticed? Has the prices gone up? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Wherever you are, what do you pay for a price of coffee? If you enjoy coffee, you go to a cafe, how much do you usually pay? And has it gone up, over the last 2 or 3 years? Let me know in the comments. I think where I am in Tbilisi, the price hasn't changed too much lately, but coffee always seemed expensive. And in fact, it's more expensive. It's usually more expensive than getting a beer. So usually I have coffee at home, but it's nice to go outside to a cafe, especially in the warmer weather, and enjoy a nice coffee, of course, or a cappuccino. So let me know what you think in the comments. All right, time to conquer that like button and make it ours. If you enjoyed this video, you might like the others even more, so check them out. Work hard today and enjoy tomorrow.